What does the ST button do on an audio mixer? Where would you find it? When would you use it? When would you not use it? How do you set it up with your audio mixer? We're going to go through all of that in this video. Here I have two different audio mixers in front of me, the Yamaha MG10XU and the Yamaha MG12XU. Both of these have a different version of a stereo button on it, so we're going to go through both versions. The Yamaha MG10XU is less traditional, so we're going to start with the Yamaha MG12XU, which has a more traditional implementation of a stereo button on the audio mixer. Now, if you are looking for pricing or specs for anything that you see in this video, we do have links down in the description below where you can find current up-to-date pricing to make sure that you are getting the best price possible if you're looking to buy from a variety of online retailers. Again, if you are price shopping for anything that you see here. So first of all, what is the ST button? The ST button stands for to stereo. It's a way to let your audio mixer know that you want to send a channel straight to the stereo output. You don't want to send it to a group. You don't want to send it to an aux. You don't want to do anything like that. You want it to come out the main stereo mix of an audio mixer. Now, where do you find this button? Typically, you'll find it down near the faders or the rotary knobs on an audio mixer where you set the level. Typically, it is a red button and it's a toggle switch. You may find some other buttons around it that say 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll talk about those near the end of the video as well. But for this video, we're mostly focused on the stereo button, and you'd find it down near the faders of your audio mixer. So how do you use the stereo button? What's the order of operations here? For me, if I'm setting up a channel, I will typically start with everything turned down, all the buttons in the up position. Then I will click the PFL button. I will have my microphone or audio source, and I'll be testing it, sending some level through the signal. If it's a line level input, then I will just click the PFL and monitor the meter here. I'll make sure that the gain is set correctly. I might take a stab at doing a premix with the EQ, something like that. And about the time that I'm looking to bring the fader up, so I'll click the channel on, then I'll decide where I want this channel to go, and 99% of the time I want it to go to this main stereo output, so I'll click that on and then I'll raise the level up. That's how I would use the stereo button when I'm setting up an audio channel. And when would I use the stereo button? I use it on 99% of the time. Like I said, if you want it coming to the main stereo mix, then I would click it on. When would I not use the stereo button? There's two main reasons that I can think of to not want to use the stereo button. A really good example is if you have a whole bunch of mics that are grouped together, I might instead choose to put those into group 1, 2. So a common example of this would be a drum kit. Maybe you have a kick, a snare, a hi-hat, and an overhead drum mic for just like a small kit. I'm not making the whole kit, or if I do, I can add those as well. But in this case, it might make more sense for me to send all of those to a group, and now I get a group 1, 2 where I can control all the drum mics together, and then I'll send that group. I can click this to stereo button here, and that will send the whole group after this fader to the stereo mix. So I'm not wanting to send the channels to the stereo. I kind of want to submix them through a group. And that's one example of when I would not click the stereo button on a channel strip. The other example that I would use is if you are using some complex routing, maybe your audio mixer is in a church, a school, a theater, or something like that, and you have some things running through your audio mixer that you don't want coming out the main mix, but maybe you have your audio mixer set up in such a way that a group is actually controlling maybe the lobby or another part of the building. So one example I would have for you is maybe you have music coming in through your audio mixer, and a lot of the time maybe it's running through the main auditorium as guests are arriving, but maybe there's a portion of the time where you're going to click off the to stereo button and you just want it going to group 1, 2, and that group 1, 2 controls speakers that are out in the lobby. Or maybe you have a microphone where you just want to make announcements in the lobby. So you're just going to have that microphone set to 1, 2, but you're not going to have it set to stereo because stereo would be your main auditorium. So if you're using that microphone, you can hear it out in the lobby, but you would not hear it out in the main auditorium. This is common again for setting things in churches, like if you have a mother's room, a lobby, or anything like that. You might use routing options like this where you'd prefer not to use a stereo button. Now, I'm going to talk about the MG10XU. This one has a different implementation of a stereo button. Here, instead of deciding between groups and stereo output, you're choosing whether or not to send this to your headphones, to monitors, or the stereo output. And that is because with this audio mixer, it's more optimized for live streaming, and this is dealing with a USB input. So for this, there might be cases where you don't want to send it to the stereo output. You just want to send it to your headphones to prevent a feedback loop with the USB input. You can imagine that if you're sending a signal to your computer, and then that computer is sending a USB signal back to your audio mixer, that you don't want to send it back to the stereo mix to go back to your computer, because that would create a feedback loop. So by toggling this button to monitor, then you can break that feedback loop. You can send that feed to your headphones, and it doesn't keep going round and round to the computer, which is only listening for the main stereo mix. So I hope that's helpful for the smaller audio mixers as well. If you have any questions or if there's anything I didn't cover in this video, please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Again, if you are looking for pricing or specs for anything that you see in this video, we do have links down in the description below. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.